The updated version of the Animaniacs was also released, and we checked out a couple episodes. This is pretty much the same premise as it was back in the 90s. It's featuring a trio of wacky characters who go through a bunch of mayhem. It has the same voice talent. I want to know, on the first 2 episodes, what were your overall thoughts on the new Animaniacs reboot?
So I never watched the Animaniacs when I was younger. This is actually my first experience with it, and I loved it. I thought it was so funny. I thought it was so good. They were referencing that they're back after 22 years. And I know it was 22 years because they referenced that a lot. Like, even though they were referencing that, it added to it. Like, I don't know. Like, I definitely did not have to be a fan before to be a fan now.
All right, Ryan the Lion, what about you? What did you like of the first couple episodes of Animaniacs?
So I was a big fan of this show when it was on back in the 90s, and I love this. I feel like it picks up right where they left off. It's just as enjoyable for me. They're still just insane and goofy, and I feel like right away they kind of fill you in on, like, the whole plot is basically these ridiculous characters live in the Warner Tower and they escape and just cause mayhem, and it's delightful and just as funny as it always was.
Walter, what about you?
I share the same sentiment as Ryan the Lion. I watched it as a kid, loved it. I'm starting to realize that there's probably a lot of jokes that I did not catch as a kid.
So many,
Yeah,
dude. I remember thinking back, like, I was like, they were always making political jokes, like, in the 90s. Like, I remember Bill Clinton being in it, and I was like, I got some of that stuff, but...
Yeah, I didn't catch as a kid too much, but now, and then I appreciate it. I watched it with the Cubs. They were laughing at, obviously, the certain type of humor, but the adult humor, I'm like, oh my god, that is actually so smart, so funny. I loved it.
66, what about you? What'd you think of the first couple episodes?
I loved it. Yeah, no, I thought it was really edgy, like they said. I didn't remember it being that edgy, but this was super nostalgic. I mean, the song is still stuck in my head. I generally, I loved Pinky and the Brain always. That was my favorite segment from this show. I always looked forward to that. So, yeah, that was great.
I was just going to say, I have the Pinky and the Brain song stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Always. I would sing it randomly before this was even announced to be rebooted.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Anything specific that was, like, positive or negative that stood out before we get into some ratings?
The realness of it. Like, the literal jokes, the bluntness. I loved it all. Definitely my type of humor.
Right out the gate, that theme song was amazing, and I was waiting for what were they going to say, like Animaniacs, totally insane. But that wasn't the best. That because that always changed from week to week. But that wasn't the best part of the song. The best part, in my opinion, was they were saying gender balanced, pronoun neutral, and ethnically diverse, and I was like, all right, that's so cool.
Listen to what you just said. This is a cartoon for children, and they're throwing all that in there, knowing that it doesn't affect what they see, and it gets, the adults on another level. So I think that's great.
That first song when they were explaining what happened in the last 22 years, it was hilarious.
Yes,
Stupid.
I loved it.
This is the way you do a reboot. They did a great job of recapturing what made it great at the time, and also poking fun at themselves for rebooting it to make more money, because everyone knows that's why you do the reboot.
Yes.
Heyo, you schmoes! What's going on, gang?
Ah, crap. Wiggles is here. What is it, Wiggles?
Animaniacs schmanimaniacs. I can't believe you liked it. The jokes are not funny. The characters are dumb. I'd rate this about a half a banana and throw in the peel. You animals wouldn't know comedy if it hits you on the head. I'm just trying to look pretty here. Maybe trying to take over the world. I'm out.
Well, you are not the only ones that like this show. IMDb gave this an 8.3 out of 10. The critics, they averaged it out to a 84% out of 100, and the audience score was an 81%, which I actually thought would be higher based on nostalgia, but all very good scores. So let's go around this jungle. Let me know if you'd recommend it and what your banana rating is out of 10 for just at least the first 2 episodes. Walter, we'll start with you. What do you think?
I'm going to go high with this one. I enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a 9. The jokes hit hard. Kids love it. It's great for adults. Nothing else to say.
66.
I think I have to agree with Walter for the first time in a long time. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with a 9. I thought the jokes were fantastic, but I really wanted to watch more of this. I was entertained. It was catchy. It was edgy. I loved it. And I learned a new word, demagogue.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to read the definition if it's cool. So
yes.
Dot calls the Cyclops tan monster a demigod, but then she's also like, it's a demagogue.
Maybe it's a demagogue.
That's a political leader who seeks support by appealing to the desires and prejudices of ordinary people rather than using rational argument.
Oh, that's why they wink. Wow.
Dude, I'm telling you, this show is on another level.
So, Ryan, are you on the same page?
Absolutely. 9 out of 10 bananas. This show is awesome. Just as good as I remembered it. I'm real excited to watch more of it.
All right, Quackerin.
I also enjoyed it a lot. I'm going to give it 8.5 bananas.
Oh, I thought we were unanimous.
Well, I think we're all going to continue to watch it. I have not watched it, but if I was going to rate it, I'm going to rate it a 9 just based on what everybody else said.
Yes.
General consensus.
Just an update. Since the show, I did watch the Animaniacs. I still give it a 9, and you should definitely go watch it. You will not regret it. I say go see the Animaniacs. Go watch it. Right now, it's on Hulu. Now, tell us what you thought. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and come back anytime and join the conversation. You're always welcome here at the Entertainment Jungle.
Quack you next time.
It's clever and absurd at the same time, so I feel like children can enjoy the just general absurdity.
Yeah.
But as an older person, you can actually be like, oh my god, I understand these jokes, and they are very clever.
Yes, exactly.
I think that's what a good cartoon can do. Even the Disney cartoons. Think about The Simpsons. I watch The Simpsons with my younger nieces, and they laugh, and they have no idea what's going on, and that humor is well above them, but they can still laugh. And that's what a good cartoon is, if you could watch it with the whole family and laugh on different levels, I think.
I feel like that was a staple of a lot of, like, 90s cartoons, and, like, somewhere along the way, you lost some of that, but I think that's why a lot of those stand the test of time, too.
Yeah, exactly.